Training in Fort Myers Miracle. My name is Gary Sharp. Good morning and welcome here on a beautiful day. There's no better place to be than right here at Hammond Stadium. This is a very special day for us as part of the Minnesota Twin Spring Training, Fort Myers Miracle, and the Goldklang group, as this is the third year that we have held our induction ceremony into the Scouts Hall of Fame. And for our distinguished guests that are out here in the audience that are in baseball, you understand that the professional scouts sometimes go unrecognized, and 3 years ago the Goldklang group started an initiative to recognize these people who give their time. They sacrifice a lot of their personal life, their family time to be on the road and to help develop players into what they are today. As I mentioned, this is the third year we've done it. We've been fortunate enough to induct over the last 2 years Tom Kochman, Rudy Santine, John Barr, and Al Goldis. And the two gentlemen to my left that are going in today are well deserving of the honor that they are receiving. This initiative by the Goldklang group is happening at our three other teams. If you happen to visit the Hudson Valley Renegades, the St. Paul Saints, or the Charleston River Dogs, we all have a Scouts Hall of Fame wall in each of our ballparks to recognize all these great individuals. And we would like to welcome everybody that is here with the Dave Yoakum family, also the Terry Ryan family, and other members of the Minnesota Twins front office. Without further ado, as we get into our presentation today, we also have a thing on the field prior to today's game. Let me introduce to you the Vice President of Marketing and Operations for the Goldklang Group, Tyler Tamidia.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. It's a special day. Like Gary mentioned, 3 years ago we set out to create a standalone Professional Scouts Hall of Fame in our industry in order to fill a void. We felt that the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, since they induct players, coaches, umpires, writers, and broadcasters, but not scouts. We really do feel that we accomplished that goal by inducting our past scouts, but really today because of Dave Yoakum and with the White Sox and Terry Ryan with the Twins. So I welcome and I hope no one scouts, so when they come to a ballpark it's always work, but I really do hope that you sit back today and you enjoy this great day with your family and your friends and all the accomplishments that you guys have created in the industry in the past and going forward, so congratulations. Terry Ryan was already a Hall of Famer in my mind because he was born on October 26th, which just so happens to be my birthday as well. And October 26th is actually also the day, October 26, 2005, that the White Sox won the World Series. So I can honestly tell you that my father didn't even remember I was born that day. So congrats. As well. But people have said, Terry, that you have a unique style in many ways that you handle yourself. With a limited budget, you've transformed the so-called blue-collar first-year player into your mission statement and molded a first division player on the big league field. He did this through his scouts and player development staff and ran that same concept with his big league staff. Dave Yoakum, his exceptional approach for detail and gathering precise information on players has put him above the rest. Over the years, he's represented the industry with class and professionalism that is emulated by all who come in contact with him. Truly, he believes in the core values of this game through scouting by working endlessly to create a positive image and ensuring that all scouts have a lasting place in this game now and when their careers come to an end through the Scouts Foundation. I ask everybody to give a warm applause to our 2010 inductees. And Dave, if you'd like to come up, maybe and say a few words if you'd like, before we unveil your plaque.
Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. I can't tell you how uncomfortable I am standing here as we Scouts basically work in relative obscurity, so standing here and seeing all these people today is not the most comfortable thing for me to do. I will say that one of the real treats of this day is for me to share this day with Terry Ryan, whom I have the utmost respect for throughout my career, and I've known Terry for a long time. He's done things the right way. He's never taken a shortcut. And for a guy who's held the position as general manager and the authority that he's had, I have never once heard anyone say a bad thing about Terry Ryan. That's the type of guy he is. So I wish I could say something bad about you, Terry, but I can't think of anything. But you're a class guy, and I'm proud to be part of this business that you share with me.
I want one of those rings.
You will someday. Well, my daughter Anna asked me a couple of days ago what I might say at this thing, and I said, Anna, I have no idea. 5 minutes later, she came back and had a speech all prepared. That's sad. Thank you, Anna. Says, I am so proud I'm getting inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I tried my best to be here today. I'd like to thank the White Sox players for giving me this opportunity to scout for them. I would also like to say thanks to my family for always standing there beside me, even through rough times. I will try my hardest to make the White Sox a better team by working harder and looking for more details in games to help the White Sox. Thank you, everyone, for being out here today. Play ball. Thank you, man. Now, if I were smart, I would just stop and sit down right there. I think that pretty much says it all. I wish I were smart. I want to, first of all, thank the Goldklang group for this honor. It's quite an honor, and your group has raised the awareness of professional baseball scouts to another level. This is quite an honor. I can't put it into words just how proud I am to be standing here today, and thank you very much for that. Tyler Taminia, who knows this game inside and out, as her father is a very, very highly respected scout. And so Tyler certainly knows the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the highs and lows of this business. And Tyler, thank you for being the icon for us and standing out here and making this day possible, not only for me and Terry, but for those who are yet to come. Thank you very much. It's great of you. People say that Major League Scouts are the backbone of baseball. And there have been times I've wondered just how far down that backbone they were referring to when they said that. But as an example, a few years ago, a lady by the name of Marge Schott, whose husband owned the Cincinnati Reds, passed away. She took over that role as ownership role, and she was quoted one day as saying, "You know, I'm going to fire all these scouts." And when asked why, she said, "Well, because all I do is pay them to sit around and watch baseball games." And so that's kind of where we've come from in the last few years to this, where we're a lot more visible than we are today. I thank the Goldklang group for that. I want to thank, well, speaking of backbone, if baseball scouts are the backbone of baseball, then wives are the heart. We certainly couldn't be here doing what we're doing without our wives taking care of things at home. And my wife, Nina, and I have been married for 17 years, and she certainly has taken over the job as field manager, traveling secretary, schedule maker, general manager, and commissioner. The commissioner, I take that over when I come back home. So, we do spend a lot of time away from home. Tommy Lasorda once said, he told me he had just finished up his celebrating his 50th wedding anniversary. And I said, "Wow, Tommy, that's great." I said, how do you do that? He says, "Well, I'll tell you my secret, Dave." He says, "To this day, we still go out dancing twice a week. My wife goes on Tuesdays, Thursdays, I go on Fridays and Saturdays."